Hey guys, welcome back to Isabel Hate Addicts with Crafts. I'm Isabel, and it's been a minute again. Life's just been crazy. I've been doing all sorts of crafty things lately. I've been crocheting. I've made a couple crochet things. I've even made a bag. Cross-stitched as well, but it's been, I think, a little bit over a month, so it may be a long one, so you might want to grab your stitching, your snack, or something, because it's going to be a minute. It's all good. If I remember, I will go into life after. But I got some cross-stitch, crochet, I made a bag, and I had to finish. And technically I have a couple FFOs as well. So, I don't know, I don't even know where to start, but I will start with the FFOs. For those of you who are new, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome. This is my crazy random stuff. So I finished my finish. Then I went and got some frames. I ended up not framing one thing that I wanted to, but that's okay. I'll just get a frame a different time. But I did manage to frame quite a bit of stuff I wanted to frame. So this I got framed is the Tribal Pumpkin by White Willow Stitching. I think I did it on Picture This Plus Fog. I don't remember. It's like a 16 or an 18 count Ada. I finished it last year because I initialed this one. Not a lot of my finishes I initial. I should, but I just forget. So sometimes they have them and sometimes they don't. But that's okay. So just a basic. I knew even though like I could have framed this in not a square frame, I wanted this one in a square frame. So it's actually been hanging up on a wall because I finished it and I wanted it up. So this next one is, I don't remember the name of it and I don't have the pattern anymore. I gave it to somebody. I think it's Give Thanks by Ursula Michaels. It was called for like a dark blue color, but I changed it up to have browns, reds, yellow, and orange, so more fall type stuff. And this was also on Picture This Plus Fog, 18 or 16 count fog. So I actually got the frames last weekend, so I framed them, and then the frame that didn't work, I actually returned it today. This one is Courage and Strong by Needle Bling Design, and I also changed this one up a bit. I did this in like orange Jubilant. I changed the main one to orange because that represents leukemia, which is what I had. I changed this one to purple lavender because that's for all cancers. And then there was like 5 or 6 in here. And so I just did the 2 end ones because the gold ones represent childhood cancer. And since I was a child, it kind of fit. And then I pretty much just charted my own back stitching to say my name, cancer survivor since 2005. And it says, we don't know how strong we are until being strong is the only choice we have. And I did it on the orange fabric because the orange was the leukemia is what I went through or what I survived. So I thought it was cute. There's multiple ways you could go about this. Like, you change them to like mental health. You could change it. There's so many different things like autism, all sorts of different kinds of things, child abuse, all sorts of stuff. But I wanted it for, I always do something crafty when it comes to what I survived. And I mean, I'm saying I survived it, but it's been so long ago that it doesn't feel like I have, but I have, because I was so young. I didn't really understand what I was going through until I know now. I mean, I have pictures of me in the hospital. Like, I know I went through it because I went through it, but it feels like it's been so long ago. What, 2005? Let's do the math. You get life thrown in your hair. I can't. It's 20. You can't. Oh, wow. It's been 16 years. Because I think I went into remission. It was towards the end of the year, so it's like April. August, April. That kills me. Because I remember it was around my brother's birthday, sort of, kind of a thing. Sort of. End of the year, April, May, end of the year, April, the month before. It was my brother's birthday. Sorry. A little emotional these days. But yeah, 16 years. That's crazy. Wow, okay. Didn't mean to get all emotional on you. It's my mom's birthday, and so I was talking to her, and yeah. I'll just say that. This one is my most recent finish, and I have FFO'd it as well. I think I finished it, and then a week later, I got the frame and framed it. So I wasn't originally going to have it in a gold frame, but they didn't really have anything else that was calling to me. I just went to Hobby Lobby, and so she ended up going in a gold frame. And yes, she is hanging on my wall, or she was hanging on my wall. I had to take her down for the video, but she was hanging on my wall because she's finished. And I know it's before Halloween, or before Thanksgiving. I honestly don't really care. She'll probably hang up all year long because I don't have that many cross-stitch projects that are framed and need to be hung up. Along as with the fall ones, those will probably stay up all year as well until like maybe we move or something. But all the called for except for the fabric, I did it on a fabric flare falling snow. It was an opalescent. I'm kind of regretting it that now because now that she's done, it's no longer sparkly, the sparkle fabric I wanted. So, but it still looks good. So here we have Miss Christmas Eve by Maribelia. She is my first Maribelia pattern that I stitched and finished. I know, she's behind, like, I want to say glass, but yeah. Lots of beading, very pretty. Very pretty. Very pretty. She was kind of a focus, not kind of, she was a focus for the last couple weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks. I was trying to get her done. And I would have had her done the end of October because then I didn't want to use her for a zombie run because I wanted to use something else. But I didn't get her done because I was working on something else and trying to get that done before my mom's birthday today, which I ended up getting it done in October, which is fine. that project, for my mom's birthday, which is today, but we're going to hang out and celebrate her birthday tomorrow. So anyway, 2 weeks. But, you know, it didn't take that long to finish it. It just, getting it done was the shawl I made for my mom. But yeah, there she is. And she's hanging up on my wall over there, which she may end up hanging over on this wall later, because that's where I have, like, my Christmas. I took all my Christmas stuff down last year, but then realized I forgot to take our stockings down, so those literally have been hanging up all year. That's okay. That's okay. They've been hanging up all year, but that's okay. That's okay. I thought I had everything taken down, but nope. I still had the stockings hanging up. I'm like, that was a fail. That was a fail. A couple more, I want to show you a couple more finished stuff I've done, and then we'll get into my cross-stitch whips. So, I had made a jellyfish for my great niece for her, and then I had a ton of extra yarn, not a ton, but it didn't call for a lot, and she wanted like a whole bunch of different colors, so I had extra yarn, and I was gonna make a couple more for one of my friends, my friend's daughters, and so I made a teal one, and I made a green one. And I actually, it's a jellyfish, but it's a little different from my great niece one, because I kind of wanted it to be slightly different, so I wasn't felt like doing, even though it's fine. To me, I wanted to do something different, but I kept it the same, and I put the eyelashes and stuff on it. But then you have like the tentacles. This called to do a single crochet, but I wasn't liking how my single crochet is working out, so I did a half double crochet. Ended up being slightly bigger, but I think her kids are a little bit older, and they'll appreciate the bigger jellyfish, and that way, like, if they want, they can have it on their bed, or it's more fun to play with. I don't know. I liked it in the slightly bigger slide. So I ended up having to make a modification and making like 2 or 3 more tentacles, but it's still cute. So that one's the green one. It's not really showing up well. And then this one's a teal one. So she got the eyelashes and stuff, and the bows. I modified the bows as well. I think I made them half the size, but then they have the same amount of tentacles, and then they just ended up being super cute. And so I had a ton of polyfill left. So, like, I gotta make something for somebody. And they were fun to do. They only took me like a day to, if that, not even like 5-6 hours total. Since we're going with crocheted stuff, because those were crocheted, I made a Wonder Woman shawl for my mom, because she likes Wonder Woman. She actually might have given me this shirt. And then I'm also wearing the Animal Crossing jacket, because she and I both like Animal Crossing. I'm very similar to my mom. I'm gonna start crying again. Even though I talked to her like a couple hours ago, and I'm still like teary-eyed, because she's been on my mind lately is all. This is I think the crocheted version is the Wonder Woman wrap, but I call it a shawl. And this is supposed to be done in a fingering yarn. I did it in a worsted yarn, and I did the Wondrous so like the plus size version. So it's like massive. I'm not going to be able to get it all in frame, but I'll show you the middle part. And so I used like a golden yellow and like a darker red, which these colors scream, I mean, they're Wonder Woman, but they also scream my mom as well. But just to show you, half of this thing, half is an arm's length. And so this shawl is 2 arms lengths long. And so it's massive, and I love it, and I think she's going to love it as well. And I'm a gluttony, and I'm probably gonna make one for me too, but I may end up using two different colors. See, and then you just wear it like a shawl, and then the giant W on the back. Because to me, my mom is my superhero, my Wonder Woman. A giant W. I totally spaced. I was gonna do, maybe I might do a brighter red. Well, they have a metallic sparkly red that I'm thinking about doing it, and then I may cape the yellow, or I may change the yellow. I haven't decided yet. And so I wanted to get this video done to show you that I've been, there goes the Advil. I've been crafty, and I think this is a free pattern. But yeah. So I've been crafting, not necessarily always cross stitch, but I've been on a kick of doing something other on the weekend type thing. And then my nephew's birthday was coming up, so I wasn't sure what to get him. So I got him some art supply stuff, but then I thought maybe he would like a bag to put all his art supply stuff in it. So I got a couple, like 4 fat quarters, 2 inside fat quarters and 2 outside fat quarters of the dinosaur fabric, and a light green zipper to match the inside. And so I made him a project bag for his art supply stuff. And I got 2 of the same outer fabric. And this is actually, I want to say actually, one of the better bags I've made so far. I've made 2, 3, or 4 bags. And so I'm actually very pleased with this bag. I'm almost sad to see it go, but it's gonna go to my nephew, which I know he'll appreciate. Like, he can put his art stuff in here. He can put his massive amount of dinosaurs in here. But I just got the light green fabric inside to match the zipper, to match the outside light green going on. So I think he'll love it. I'm hopefully going to give it to him tomorrow, because his birthday party was canceled because my sister-in-law's sister, best friend, was not feeling good, so she canceled it. So it actually gave me time to figure out what I was going to get him / make him. And this only took me like 1 or 2 hours to make, not even. And all the supplies and whatnot was like $6 or $7 for a cute bag that I know he'll love and enjoy. I mean, at least I hope he does. I know he will, but I always get that, if I'm going to make this for them, are they going to really like it? But I figured it's just the $7, with all the supplies, it's $7, but like the time and effort it put into it, I think he'll enjoy it. So all the other crafts out of the way. Finishes of cross-stitch, of crochet, of bag making, of all that. So, now we get into cross-stitch whips, and we're only 20 minutes in. Oh dear. Like I said, it was gonna be a long one. And I should have shown that at the end, but you know what? It's okay. It is okay. This one has been my daily 30 project for the last week. And it's actually still on my Lowry. I'm making this for my best friend's sister-in-law, the one that canceled the birthday. So she would be this one. And this is the lighting sucks today. You get the picture. This is the last family picture they took together as a family. And this one's her favorite one that they took together. Because I think they have another one where they're standing up. But this, I had asked her what her favorite picture of them was. And she said this one. And so I put it in Pick to Pat to have it charted since it was black and white. I didn't think, it was I tried it and then I started in the center to make sure their faces looked okay. Like, you could tell that they were faces. I didn't want to do like the background and then do all this work to get their faces and realize it wasn't looking how I wanted it to look. And then scrap it, and then, so I decided to start in the center where their faces were to see if you could see the detail, because I've seen other people use it, but they didn't really do, like, faces of, like, actual people, like, they were more, like, cartoonies and, like, boats and objects and stuff. So this is where this one's at. Maybe I should have showed this one last, but I've just been pulling this out to work on it at least 30 minutes a day. Sometimes I get a little bit more or less. I end up getting like 70 or 80 stitches in before. Like, I'll pull it out and do the 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I finished this strand. Oh, I just have a little bit of this. And so I'll just, like, keep going and keep going. So it ends up being a little bit more than 30 minutes, but progress is progress. And that is a spitting image of my brother. And it's just part of his face. So, really close up, it's just like, there's like greens and browns, but then looking back here, I can tell that's my brother. I can tell. Sorry. And for those of you who are new and haven't seen me, are new in general, the reason I'm crying, because that's my brother. He died in a car crash in 2020. So sometimes I'm good and sometimes I'm not. So yeah. So that's my brother. I probably should have showed that one last because now I'm all teary-eyed. That's okay. You get me. You get the real me. You get the real me. Tears, laughs, cries, everything. So yeah, I'm doing that for her, and so yeah. So I can see him like close up. It's a little pixelated, but like the further you zone back, the better it looks. Okay. Trying to get myself back together. And there's no order on what I did these ones. This one you can no longer get at Haid. They have retired her charts, but I think you might be able to find it on, I think, is it Charting Creations is where she went to. Shanae Pike, and this is Story Keep Halloween Hannah. Hayde had retired, or the licensing was up or something. Usually when they retire charts, it's because the artist itself dies, but she's fairly a young artist. She's like my age or a little bit older. My sister's age. I don't know. I'm doing this on, I think, African Daisy by picture. It's a Jovelin, I think. And I'm doing it on a yellow, yes, because there's a little bit of background that shows through. Plus it's fun to do it on a fun colored fabric. And it's not big. It's not like super big. I'll just show you it and then we'll talk. It's not a super big project. But like I did the math. Like if I got just a plain white fabric, it's only like $1 or $2 more for the colored. And I just had this in my stash and I thought it would be fun and it'd be fun to stitch on it. And then when I finish it, and FFO it, I could always leave part of the background, the yellow, showing. And since this is like a long piece, I don't know how long it'll go down. I thought this one might be fun when I finish it to do it in, oh, I know what it is. A flat fold where it like stands up type of a thing. But if not, it might just go in a frame. But it would be cute in a flat fold. I might have to send it to somebody to finish it in a flat fold. But I worked on this. I did more of the apple. So the apple and the bow and like the caramel. So this could potentially be a focus next year and potentially be finished. I know I'm doing it 1/1 now, but I may switch it and do it 2/1 just so it could be finished faster, but we'll see. I haven't quite decided on that aspect. And then this next one I worked on, I didn't even recall it, but I had written it down that I worked on it. But this is the 6 Fat Men by Lizzie Kate. You get the single one, and then she gives you a free border to do if you want to, and then it has Snowman Melt My Heart at the top, and then it also gives you this free birdhouse in the middle. And I'm doing this on some fabric, same fabric. I think it's Spice from Picture This Boss. And I forgot to mention when I was making the bag, I had my sewing machine out, so I just decided to zigzag all my fabric that I had cut or whatnot for full coverage and stuff. I think it's supposed to stop from fraying or help it stop from getting super frayed. But we'll see. I don't know if I just wasted my time doing that. Let me know if zigzagging it or whatnot has helped you. I know I did it to hopefully help. I know I've done it on a couple projects, but they haven't like frayed super bad. But I just did that so that way if they kept fraying that like it would stop, hopefully. But I don't know. But this is where I'm at. I am changing the colors because that's just what I do. So I've gotten some of the snow. It's part of the shovel. And this one says snowed in. So got a little bit worked on it. So far I've touched all my non-full coverages except for one. Except for one this year. Which I have plans to touch it. I'm gonna sneeze. I have plans to touch it next month in December because I have replace Miss Christmas Eve with that project. And that project, I believe, is Oatmeal Christmas by Twin Peak Primitives is that one. The next one, I know I just moved this. Is the temperature typography from Stitchin' Mommy on Etsy, and then here on Flosstube. So I think I had part of the October done the last time I showed you this, and then I've actually just added the N and the O today as I was working on it. So then we have, like, we're already, like, midway through the November, guys. Like, what's up with that? Then you have the November, and then you got the December down here, and then I decided to do a border so I could start this before this year, 2021, before starting it. So then I wouldn't have to use my freebie on this. And I only started this because I liked the bright colors. And I did add the pink, because I wanted to do the full rainbow, like the red, orange, yellow, purple, blue, pink, green type thing. So if you're seeing the pink, might come, like, because I've had to kind of change up some of the temperatures. And I believe if you see the pink, anything in the pink is 23 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. 23 degrees or lower. So it got a little cold in January, and then it got really cold in February, because there was a couple times where it was like -3 or 4 as high. As the high. Which means it didn't stay the high for very long. Anyway, I didn't mean to go on a rant on that one. I still have this out because I think I'm going to do the V, because I have all the letters. And then I might do the E, start the E, but we'll see. Or I might not do the V, I don't know. I haven't decided if I'll pick this up after the video, after it's uploading. I might, because it doesn't take too long to upload. And then I got this from Layla, the fabric, and I'm frogging this. And then I have plans to use this fabric. That's why it's in a Q-snap, because it's easier to frog. I have plans to use this fabric for 1, possibly 2 new starts next year. Possibly, so stay tuned for later this video, or later this year, I guess. So this project bag has, like, all my Halloween stuff. I say all my Halloween stuff is because I don't have all the bags for all of the stuff. Not that I need all the bags for all the stuff. I don't know where the color is. I don't have a color version. But that's what Hoard Old Tag will look like. I guess it wouldn't matter what I showed you because I'm changing some of the colors anyway. I think I'm changing 2 colors because the original one he showed before Cassandra put her input in, she wanted it to look a different way, and I like the way he had it when he originally did it, so I kind of like made my own colors and whatnot. So I have touched this because I made sure to touch like all of these in October, because that's kind of when I started it, and I kind of was feeling some Halloweeny whips. This one's on, I believe, Monster Mash a 36 count Monster Mash. And so I started in the center, so it's like the witch's house, the house, and I think from the picture, I think this, hold up, I don't know what that's supposed to be. I know it's oh, okay, yeah, I was like, I don't have the colored version of this, so I don't know what it's supposed to be. I'm like, why is there orange? And I'm thinking part of the house is orange, but I don't know what's I'm just rambling. So I thought this was a pumpkin, but then the pumpkin is like way up like here, so I'm just like, I don't know what that color, and then I'm thinking it's part of the house, so the house will be like the brown and then the orange, but I don't know what the colors are. Oh, it's a 3858, so it could be another brown. I'm not sure what 3858 is, but this is Monster Mash. I thought it was fitting because it's kind of like in the a swampy type feel, like a swampy forest with cattails and stuff. So I figured Monster Mash, it kind of looked spooky and mysterious. And like right here would be where like the witch would go, and then the tree, and I feel like it's a good one. I was in the top, but then it was kind of close to the edges, so we'll see. We'll see. I am rambling today. I'm sorry. Not really. Sorry, not sorry. So this next one, and I did serge all the fabric. Some of them didn't need it, some of them did. This next one is a Ursula Michaels Happy Halloween. I have a pattern in a magazine marked because I want to stitch that one too. I like this because of the witch's hats. And I changed up the cat's eyes. They're green. I made them red, so I'm also changing the green in this hat to be red as well. I don't know if I'll keep the red and continue and get rid of the green, or just depending on the hat, just vary it. But I have yet to decide what I'm doing for the hats. If I'm just gonna change it up and change the cat hat colors, or how I'm gonna do that. But this one, I don't remember the fabric, what fabric this is. But it's a gray type. So I did this ghost, all this hat stuff here. I think I did finished up the H and the A, and then did all the back stitching up here as well. So all of this area here is done. So then you would have like the happy that goes over here. And then I decided to come down and do this ghost because I was doing the white. I brought it down, and then I started the hat because then that was the next thing down here. So there are, I think, quarter stitches and whatnot in this pattern, so probably won't want to do it on Ada unless you don't mind poking holes. Found the one I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. It's a little bit bigger than what I should. So yeah, a couple of these I'd gotten online, and some of these I hadn't. So I just printed them off, and I'm trying to find the cover photo for the last two ones in here. So we have Lost Souls. I have no idea what fabric this is. what fabric it is. I know it's on a picture of the floss. This is Lost Soul Cemetery by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I'm changing the colors. You'll probably hear me say that a lot on my fabric projects, because either like I didn't like them or I decided to change it because I liked brighter colors, or I just felt like doing something different, or I didn't have the exact color and so I ended up changing it just slightly. But I'm doing like blue version for this one. So I've gotten a bright blue branch in there. My goal on this one this year is to get this page done, did 2 pages, so this one, and then next year it might be the one below here, and then the next over, but I have yet to decide what I'm doing. So yeah. But down here is like the pages that go on the bottom or more full dense stitching, like more full coverage type. So the bottom pages might take me a bit longer just because there's more stitching and less like open space, but that's okay. It still looks nice. So I'm doing the back stitching as I go on this one as well. So yeah, I've zigzagged. I'm hoping that helps. If it's helped you or doing something similar to that, let me know. And I've done it because I know it helps spraying, but I don't know if it actually stops it. And then the last one in this bag, because there's like 4 different Halloween projects in my only like a Halloween bag. This one's from So Much to Love. It's my first ever So Much to Love bag. Is Wicked Witchcraft. And I don't remember what the fabric is. It's the same one I'm doing on Curious Mermaid, but anyway. And I'm changing the colors on this to sort of match my fabric, so it'd be kind of cool in a way that it's gonna kind of mimic my fabric a little bit. So that's what it'll look like, roughly what it'll look like, because I'm changing my fabric. Not my fabric, I changed the fabric, and then I'm changing my floss colors. So as you can tell, purple's pink, and then I don't know what all I changed on it, but I'm loving it. I think I was gonna do, my goal was half the page, like half one of the pages, because it's like half the pattern is half a page and it's like a big page. And so I ended up changing my goal to like either this post in the center or the whole witch, and so that's why like you see like a page break, and then I started on the actual witch. This is a start of like the crow. I know this part right here is supposed to be empty. Right here for her cap, the hat brim. But I haven't decided yet. I may put this light pink in there where the hat brim whatnot is there. But I haven't decided yet. I may leave it or I may add that pink in. Stay tuned for a later video when I decide what I want to do there. I think it might look cool with the pink in there. Because originally it was a purple. That purple fabric. So then all this goes back in. And yes, there's projects that share project bags, and I don't, that doesn't bother me. I don't mind. The next one, I was like, I need pattern keeper. I mean, I don't need pattern keeper, but to show you what it'll look like probably should pull out my pattern keeper. This is a Thomas Kincaid Santa's Workshop. I started this with reading and stitching Vicky Hartwell here on Flosstube on Christmas. Was it last year? Possibly. And I started down here in this corner, and then they had the whole debacle. Oh, so I started this in 2019, not last year. Down here, and then the whole debacle of the 889, and so I had like 4,000 stitches in, and I frogged it all out. Restarted it 2 over 1, and I'm using the converted or the changed pattern, and I like it a whole lot more because I was like, I don't like how this is looking. I know you're supposed to, and it was just not looking right's the word. It was looking a lot darker than I had imagined it would be. Like it was blending in too much, or I just wasn't, it seemed off. And then they changed it, and then I restitched it, and I'm liking it. And are we doing this one? 2 over 1 tent, and you can't even really tell. But, and I have my Christmas needle minder. So I have this guy, and so I've just been doing like the diagonal, and then I think went out here to the page. So I may be filling in like this section here the next time I pull it out. It's hard with my lighting, because if I turn this on, it'll be like too bright and blaring you guys, so my apologizes. So that is where that one is. Apparently I worked on it for some reason. I don't remember it, but I had written it down, but it's been a month, so I don't know what I've worked on. And that's why I write things down, because if I didn't know what I worked on. I couldn't tell you what I ate. I know I worked on this because it was the Crystal Academy prom back then. I don't have a cover photo because it's on Etsy, and I don't have the printed picture. I just have the chart. And so it's basically the chip from Beauty and the Beast, but it's going to be like fit on like the size of, it's like pretty much gonna be the size of this, give or take. But my goal this year is to get this page done, and then because this would be my oldest non-full coverage starting next year, because Aristocats, this little Aristocats is technically the oldest non-full coverage, but I'm going to show you, that one's almost practically done, and I'm hoping to get it done this month, if not next month. But so yeah, my goal would to get this page done, which is really just like this fill in here, and then this little section there, which is a very light pink type thing. So this is mainly a full coverage. You don't stitch the background, but like Chip himself is like fully stitched, and I started this back, restarted. This was a restart because I wasn't liking the Ada. I don't know if it was because I changed the colors. I wasn't sure if I was liking that, so I went back and just kept I didn't change the colors. And so I was doing it 1 over 128, and I wasn't feeling it, and then I switched it to tent. You can't tell, and it's going faster, so we're doing tent. So this may be one of my focuses next year, to get this guy done. and the lighting sucks. I'm sorry. And this is on Bramble from Picture This Plus. And I will have enough room to do 1 or 2 other projects on this fabric. I just have yet to cut it, because if I cut it, then I'm gonna have to zigzag it, and then I'm gonna forget to zigzag it, and yada yada yada. That one was hiding on me before I even started this video. And this one was hiding on me the last time I attempted to do a video. And I say attempted because I was gonna do this on Wednesday, but I ended up babysitting, so that didn't happen. I don't know if I worked on Curious Mermaid. Probably not. I don't remember. I worked on this one. I remember that. It's the Evil Queen by Bendy Sushi. It was the exclusive from Magical Stitches for that 1 year. I don't know if it was this year or... Was it this year or is it last year? I don't know. It doesn't have a copyright 2020. So it was last year. Well, that's last year. All the things. I don't remember. I did put a couple 100 stitches in it. I think I used this for stitch on black and white, and then I ended up stitching all of the black and white stitches in this one, and I didn't end up finishing that prompt with this one because I ran out. I switched to a different project, but it pulled out and put some stitches into it. So at least now I know like what way's up. Because when I was stitching, I think the black or the white, I had was stitching it upside down. I was like, why is this not lining up on the pattern? I'm like, oh, because I don't have this in the right direction. Kind of felt like a EJ there when they're like, you need a clear direction in this pattern for Whip Go. And so it was funny. This one is the Aristocats. So this is technically my oldest non-full coverage so far. Last time you saw it, I still had another cat to finish over here. And so I think I still had his head to do. So we filled in his head and finished the head. And then I came over here and I did the whole outline of this cat. I did the outline, then I did the red in his collar, and then I've pretty much just been doing fill-in. And so his little, because it's a silhouette, that's probably 2 or 3 legs and not 1. And my husband's like, why is that 1 foot really big? I'm like, it's because it's probably got a couple paws. Like here, it's probably the same thing, but he's tilted, so it only looks like 1. Even though it could be like 2 or 3. Actually, it's probably 2. Because it looks like there's a paw here, and then here's the second one. So it's probably just 2. But yeah, so I just have a little bit over here. So next time you see this, I could have a finish. Possibly. Because I think there's only like 400 or 500 stitches, if that, left on this project. And it's easy fill-in when I'm hanging out with my husband in the room, or pulling it or bringing it to church and just filling in color, because I just have to it's just coloring. So it makes it easy. It makes it for an easy travel stitch. And so I've been working it on using it and working on it on my lunch breaks at work. And this grime guard is actually one I made way back when I thought making my own grime guards was cool. And I'm just like, this is a lot harder than they think it is. It's like not perfect. And people make grime guards and they're like stunningly perfect. And I'm just like, just take my money. I don't know if I worked on this or not or recently. I think I might have, but I don't remember. I could look it up, but I'll just show you. This is the Curious Mermaid. I don't think I did, but I was using all the colored flora. Then I wasn't liking the dark red that it was calling for, and I was going to change it to a bright red to remind, like, because it kind of reminded me of, like, Little Mermaid, Ariel, and, like, her treasures and stuff she keeps. And so I was going to change it to a bright red. I was like, no, I'll keep it. It's fine. And then I was just like, I was liking it, but I wasn't loving it. And then I changed out the red to a brighter red, and I'm loving it. So I should just go with my instinct and whatnot. So I've had a lot of I had, like, all of this, like, done. And so now I ripped it out, and I'm going back and I'm restitching what I pulled out. So yeah, the darker part where, like, the seat floor is the dark, and then I figured the light part up here is more where the top of the boat and stuff where she's looking. So, and I'm loving this. Could be because it's an autumn lane, or probably it reminds me of the Little Mermaid, but this one may be a focus next. I think this one I have on my list to be a focus next year. So one of my focuses, I think. But we'll see. We'll see when we get the plans. Or next year. Oh, I was like, this is the fabric I'm stitching. Nope. That was the fabric I was stitching for the Dark Queen of the Sea. So but not what I was using this. I think it was Colora's is the fabric that this is Colora's, the one I'm using Wicked Witchcraft on as well. It's an under the sea fabric. I wasn't sure what I was going to use it for, but the pattern, I bought the Curious Mermaid and that pattern the same day, so it was kind of like, oh, I can make this work. I could make this work. We're getting there. I promise. I need to stop chatting, but you get me. You get my chats. You get my chit chats. Alright, so this next one you might not. I may not need to pull one up. This one is Lady Liberty. This one is a zombie piece. Yeah. This was a zombie piece, so. I pulled this out, did my 400. I may keep working on this month, but we'll see. So, I'm working on, so I originally bought this in the large format, and so the page finish was like here, something like that. Then I bought it on PDF form so I could use it on Pattern Keeper, and so that's where the page came here, and so now I'm just working on trying to get the first page done in the large regular format, because I had already done it in large format, but since I had Pattern Keeper, the pages changed, and then I was parking. I was doing the parking thing, and then Pattern Keeper happened, and then everyone was parking, and then because everyone I knew was parking, I had to go back and go back cross country because I like to be the odd man out. Not that I don't like parking, I just like stitching. I just went, maybe it's because my brother passed, and I just like, I want to stitch. I don't want to stitch a couple, park, and then pull out. I just want to take out the color and stitch it till I'm done. So that's what I've been doing. I actually am doing the diagonal down here, but since it's a very like small diagonal, I'll just stitch that color till it's done. And sometimes it's like it stitches it throughout the rest of the page. because this one's on 25 count Easy Guide fabric. So that one you will see again. I think I worked on this. I'm not 100. I think I did. Because I was doing the whole like rotation and doing good, and then the rotation went out the door because I just felt like I'm focusing on certain projects. So this is the stocking. It's the Treasure Dragon stocking by Miles Pinky. And this is a stocking I'm making for my husband. I gave him a couple options of ones I thought he would like, and he picked that one, which surprised me, but again, it's okay. I'm doing this on 18 count Easy Guide fabric because this one on 18 count is the same similar size of the one I'm doing on 25 count or 28 count, and it'll end up being the same size. But I had to do his on 18 count because it would give it the roughly the same size as mine on 25 or 28 count. It's just slightly a tad bit bigger because, you know, I gotta be difficult and all that. But I ended up, I did pull this out earlier in the year and worked on something that needed colors fast, and so that's why I have the dragon's wing already kind of started, and then I went back into my full coverage diagonal cross country, and so that's where you see here I'm actually, I think, missing a couple colors like scattered through here and there because I don't have those colors, but I have them hopefully on the list to get. But you can already see like the cave and the, I think it's stalactite or some lagmites or something. This area up here starting to form. See? So that is starting to form. And so like this one wasn't serged at all. Like this is the fabric I got. Usually I got this one from 1 2 3 Stitch, and they usually have it serged, but they didn't on this one, and so I zigzagged it. So this might be a focus next year as well, just because I think it's got 40,000-ish stitches, and it could be a semi quick finish or a couple years to finish type of a thing, which could be nice. So there's a couple ways I could go. A couple more projects, I promise. I think. And then we'll go into haul, a little bit haul, and life, possibly. Okay. So, pull this out. Oh. I'm trying to think if I showed you. I was trying to think if I showed you White Dragon, if I finished it, because this one and another one was calling on me to work on it. This is Cancer by Josephine Wall. I didn't realize, but there's actually like a little kid mermaid. I didn't realize that when I first got it, but then you have like the Cancer and then the constellation type thing, and so I started up here. So I worked on it some more. And this is a bag I made out of a t-shirt I got from Make-A-Wish that it was too small. I was gonna actually, it was supposed to be made into the t-shirt blanket, t-shirt quilt I made, but I forgot about it because I had stashed this away. So I ended up making a project bag because I wanted to do something out of the shirt. So I made a project bag, and because it was Make-A-Wish Cancer, I figured I'd put Cancer in here. Makes sense, right? Well, this one's also going to be massive. I believe this one, and if you have a question if I'm doing 1/1 or 2/1 tent, just ask and I can let you know. Make sure, I think this one's 1/1. I thought maybe converting it to 2/1, but this one's 1/1. And I believe this one's on 28 count. It's either 28 count and 25 count. But I think this one's 28 count. So I've gridded out the page with the gridding pen, but going forward, I don't know if I will, because I just count off my stitches because I do the cross country. But yeah, you can tell I was doing the diagonal cross country method, and I may have had colors that needed to be parked, or in a few stitches here and there, and that's why I went outside of the diagonal. But I just lost my needle. That just happened. And since I finished the Dark Queen, I figured mermaid type thing. Sorry, that's why I put that one there. But that's that one. I have a lot of massive projects. Massive projects, yes I do. But that's the only way I know how to do them. Oh, I did work on another crochet project. Okay. I may or may not show you what this is. This one is Hawkwind Hollow. I tried to do that stick because I didn't realize I had a pattern on the back. Halloween at Hawkwind Hollow. I'm doing this one haunted by Picture This Plus. I'm changing the colors to be slightly brighter because I thought some of the grays wouldn't really work on my dark gray fabric. I've yet to pull this out. Maybe I haven't worked on this since the last time I showed you it. And maybe I have, I don't know. But I know I'll be pulling it out this month anyway. Because I need to get 400 stitches at least for the zombie piece. So, you can't, there's supposed to be a face over here. It's hard to tell on camera that there's the other side of the face, but in person you can tell fine. It's just on camera that it's deciding, oh, there you go. There you go. And so I'm changing it up. Some grays with some purples and some brighter colors. So this one's fun to do because I'm changing the colors and I just changed them. I don't know what it'll look like till it gets stitched up. And this one is in this fabric, this one that had the Dark Queen in it, and they're like, oh, it's a mermaid. It should have a mermaid. You should be putting your mermaid project in the mermaid bag. But technically, this pattern does have a mermaid. It's got this mermaid here, which I have plans to change her up. Change her up to look like the Little Mermaid. Some hands on that. So that one, Halloween at Hawk Run, and then this one may get pulled out this weekend. We'll see. It's already Saturday night. I have to babysit tonight for those of you who know I've been babysitting my great niece. But her mom my niece didn't have to work today. So I didn't end up babysitting today, but I did end up babysitting on Wednesdays, which I guess kind of makes up for it. But yeah, she hadn't texted me all day, and then I had texted her at like 3:30. Be like, do you need me to babysit? Because just want to make sure if you're coming over or whatnot, or what the plan was. And she's like, I don't have to work. I was like, okay, that works for me. I will just do a video. This one is this was my freebie start for no new starts. This is the Epic Storybook Princesses. And I'm doing this one's a little different because I'm changing the border color. Just the border squigglies, like the little motifs and stuff along the border. I'm keeping those colors, but I'm just changing the squigglies to the Silk Stardust from Be Stitch Me. And then I'm stitching it on a Be Stitch Me fabric. I don't remember what the fabric's called. I have it. It's a 40 count, so I'm doing it 1/2. It's Nova. Nova is the fabric. 40 count, 1/2. Or, yeah, 1/2. And then, and since I wanted to do it a little bit different, I'm pretty much randomizing where the storybook stories are going. The first one I'm not randomizing since it was my birthday. Someone had suggested that I just pick the first one, and since the only one I really wanted to pick and do first was Little Mermaid, so the Little Mermaid got picked first, and then every other one is on a wheel. And so when I finish that section, then I'll spin it, and it'll show me. Basically, when I finish a storybook section, I spin it, and that's the one that goes next. And so I had finished The Little Mermaid, and I may have already said this. I finished The Little Mermaid, and then I spun, and it spun Frozen, which is kind of awesome because Frozen's like kind of my next favorite thing, or my next favorite princesses, or next favorite story, because I've been watching those movies like a lot lately. Reasons, but so The Little Mermaid is all done, and I have personally decided to add faces. Not add faces, but add mouths to the people. Cause in the original, they don't have like faces and mouths, but like the fish and the dogs do, and I'm just like, the people need faces. So I've added like a little backstitch like mouth on them. I think the only one that I haven't done is King Triton, but that's because he's in the frame. But when I go to move it, I can add his. But then, yep, I moved over, and now this is the end, so this is the center. So I've gotten to here, and then the castle will go here, and then this is the abominable snowman from Frozen. I got him done. He's completely done. Yeah, the back stitching and everything. So, yep. So now the debate is, do I do the castle or do I do more people? The next time I'll pull this out. I've yet to decide, but Frozen is the next one that was spun. So that was why it's Ariel and Frozen. Some people are doing it in order, like you read. Some people are doing it as is, and I decided to be different and randomize it outside of the first one that I picked. Because you know me, I love Little Mermaid. Everything about it. So, Halloween, and this one may get pulled and worked on this weekend. We'll see. But that is for cross stitch whips. I have one more whip, and it's a temperature. It's another temperature thing. It's a temperature blanket cowl. I think it's from Happily Hooked. And so I'm still in January. I'm so behind. Because I wasn't sure how to do it, and like I have all the yarn and stuff because I wanted to do a temperature towel and it'd be so fun, and then I need to focus and get caught up because we're in like November, y'all. But that's okay. I think when I picked this back up, I thought I had one, but I think I ended up having to just restart the whole thing because I couldn't find it. Then I found the stinking block, and so I'm just like, I can't add that to anything. So I ended up taking the one block I had done, restarted over, taking it to work, and it's a coaster. I use it as a coaster at work. So they're small enough that if you just did them singly, you could use them as coasters. And so I have the one that was supposed to be the start as a coaster at work. So this is as long as it's going to be. I think this is the 2-week border or something, the border of some sort, and then they're supposed to, or not the border, the inside, and there's like a border that goes. I know I have to like weave these in, and I usually weave them as I go, but then I'm working on week 2, or the second 2 weeks of January. And so it's fun to like change colors and all that. I think once if I do it more, I'll get in the hang of it, and then I can just do a couple a day until I get caught up. But that is another project I've also worked on. So I'm hoping maybe I can work on it this weekend and get at least January done. If I do a month a weekend, we may get caught up. We may not. We may not. There's 12 months, and we're in month 11. Halfway through a month 11. So that means I have to do, like, 10 weekends, and there's not 10 weekends left in the year, I don't think. There's, 4? Like, maybe 6. 6 weekends. We'll see. That may just be a project that it gets work done when it gets worked on. But that is all my whips and stuff. And so I have a couple haul things. I was in the Bestitch Me Fabric and Silk Elemental Club. I may be switching that at the end of the year and just be getting her fabric as much as I like her silk. We may have plans for next year family-wise, so being in a silk and a fabric of the month, but like I also like her fabrics, and I might be starting some of the things next year. Yeah. This was the September silk of the month. It was at the pumpkin patch is what the pack was called. And so we have All Lit Up. This is an orange. And then pumpkin patch to match the fabric. It's got like dark browns, golds, oranges, paprika. It's a pretty like red orange. My lighting sucks, so none of these are probably gonna show up perfectly. Pumpkin, That's better. And then we have mild sauce. And then the fabric, I get a 32 count linen, and it's stunning. That's true. True to color. Not sure what I'll use this one for, but this one could be used for Halloween projects for sure. Definitely screams Halloween. So see if I can do this. So this was September. That's pretty true. Kind of. There might be a couple flosses that aren't showing up true. Yeah. Pretty close. Dear Lord. We're already an hour and a half. Almost an hour and 20 minutes. Told you it was going to be a long one. And then we have October of the month, which she didn't write this down on here, which I'll just have to write it down. It's fine. Luckily, I didn't take my silk out of the baggie. The fabric is also a 32 count linen. It's Cardinal by Stitch Me. That's true. That's very true. Might be less, actually. Less modeling than it shows up. Than it's showing up. Very, very light modeling, like, if any. That's probably more true. Like, not super modeled, but very, very slightly. So this could be really cute for, like, Halloween or Christmas, or just, you could even go with red and be like Valentine, or just whatever fabric you want to use for a red pattern, a red piece. And then usually, I want to say usually she matches her silk floss with her fabric, but there was one time that they didn't match, so. But I was kind of sad because, like, the silk of the month was called, silk of the month was Nova. And I was hoping to get Nova fabric, but that's okay. I have a 40 count, but I was like, I could have another piece of Nova. Because it's a really pretty pink. It's a pink purpley combination. This is Petunia. It's a really pretty pink. But since I'm babysitting, I may still stay in the Silk of the Month Club, but we'll see. This is Periwinkle, so it's a very, very light blue. My lighting is off, so none of these are probably going to show up like they are looking in real life. A baby blue. It's a very light blue. This is Hydrangea, a very purple lavender color. And this is Nova. I don't have it out, but it's very similar to my fabric, which if I had thought about it, maybe I would have used Nova on Nova. And so, I'll try and do what I did. So, well, those are actually, those colors are kind of showing true. So, that was October month of the month club. So, very pretty. Very pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So, now we're done with all the cross stitching stuff and all the things. Took me a minute. It's been a while. And speaking of a while, I'm thinking, because I'm like, oh, I'll do the weekly or the bi-weekly, and it just, life gets in the way, life happens. So I'm thinking, let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking of maybe doing monthly videos, monthly Flosstube updates, but I'm not sure what you guys think, because I'd love to do every week. I'd love to do every 2 weeks, but it seems that life and stuff gets in the way and things happen and it doesn't get done. But I'm here now. Life's been crazy. I've actually gone off my antidepressant, and so that could be why I'm a little bit more in tuned emotionally with certain things. But yeah, I went off because I talked to my doctor and we had agreed it was a good idea to come off. And I came off a little bit early because I didn't want to be coming off a certain medication as well on top of it and having side effects of that medication as well. But I'm feeling more like myself. Like I'm doing other crafts. I'm actually wanting to clean. I know that's weird. Like, no one ever wants to clean, but I'm more in the mood to clean, I guess. Like, at the beginning, I was very, very, my mood swings were horrible. I would be happy 1 minute, really mad 1 minute, and then crying 1 minute, and then laughing so hard just because. So it was very all over the place, but now it's a lot better. Like, I'm more myself. More myself. Still emotional, but I think I was always kind of emotional. I think the antidepressants is kind of like, I don't want to say dulled my emotions, but kind of dulled them a little bit. For those who don't know, we've figured out my thyroid, and my thyroid is back on track. I'm actually supposed to go see my doctor, but my doctor's not going to be there, so I'm going to see her personal assistant, her PA, in December. So yeah, so we upped my medicine and went on a different, still on thyroid, just a different brand of thyroid medicine, which I think she said because it was a different brand, they have to check the thyroid levels more often. I don't know. I don't know. So I have that coming up, and then we have 1 full week of work, and then we have 3 days the next week because we get the Thursday, the third Thanksgiving, the Friday, and then, yeah, so we get Thursday and Friday off, and then, so that'll be fun, and then a couple weeks later, and then you have, like, Christmas and all the things, and busy. But I figured I'd come back after, like, a month and film the Flosstube. So I would hope to have one more regularly, like 1 or 2 weeks. But it may end up being monthly, or it may be just when I feel like filming. I would like to stick to a schedule, but if you've been watching me for a while, I don't stick to a schedule because life happens, and there's too many factors. Like, I got family, I have husband, I have things go on, especially at the end of the year. So, would like to be regular. It may not happen. It may be weekly. It may be bi-weekly. It may be monthly. But if you have a preference or have any suggestions, let me know. I'm still eating healthy. I'm just not exercising as much because I was running and I was loving to run and run and run, but the running caused my knee to hurt, so I have since stopped. Pretty much just stopped, which I know is not good, but I'm hoping I can get back into exercising, maybe at least not running for an hour, but maybe seeing if running just for 30 minutes is better than running for an hour and is less harsh on my knee, and then doing some Taibo in between, like running, Taibo, running, or Taibo, running, Taibo, to see if that helps, or like Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays type thing. I don't know. I haven't decided. But since I've neither lost nor gained since really stopping exercising and not really tracking what I've been eating, so that's a good thing, I guess. But I'm down 20 pounds since I last went to the specialist to get my thyroid medicine fixed, because I had more energy to do all the things and exercise and whatever, and then my knee was starting to hurt while running, so I ended up stopping, and I'm just like crying because I want to run, but my body doesn't like it. And I know people suggested walking, but like, it's hard to explain. I don't get the same, like, I know all the things, like walking's better for you, but I get the enjoyment out of running. Like, I get the enjoyment out of running like I do when I cross stitch. That joy I get from cross stitching is the same joy I get from running. Like, it's hard to explain. It's like I think it's called the runner's high, and I don't get that from walking. Like, I get that walking is good for you and it's less harsh, but like, I love running because I can get that runner's high, and it makes me feel good, and I've done it, and now I just don't feel like myself because I can't run. Not that I can't run, it's just my knee hurts when I run, and just, not when I run, it's like the next day that it hurts, and then it'll hurt for like a week. So, dilemma. I might just decrease the amount of time I run. I don't know. I want to run, but my knee does not like it. It's like, oh, you could walk. I'm like, yeah, I could walk, but I don't get the runner's high and the enjoyment that I get when I'm running. I know it's hard to get. Oh, you get the enjoyment of walking, and for me, it's not the same. I get joy and happiness from running, and I don't necessarily get that same feeling from walking, even though I know walking is good for you as well. This whole rant about walking and running, and you're like, just cross stitch. But yeah, life. I was supposed to have my nephew's birthday party, but it got canceled because Desiree, my best friend, was sick. I ended up making a bag, and so we're celebrating my mom's birthday tomorrow, so we're going to take like a family picture. So I've actually touched up my hair a little bit. I actually had dyed it like a month ago, and I think I had missed the patch. Like, I had dyed it all, but there was like a patch of like a darker brown that it looked like it didn't get, and so I just ended up re-dyeing my hair today just to make sure it looked nice for pictures tomorrow. I just wanted to make it look nice for pictures as well. And so that's what I did. So I re-dyed it, and it looks nice. So we'll have pictures, because we do try and do like a family picture every year, which is nice, especially when certain things happen. And then it's cool to see like the graduation, our family getting bigger and whatnot. So, yep. So we have one more person to add to the family this year that we didn't have last year when we took the picture. Because my niece, one of my nieces was born in July, so that was fun. She was on the 14th, so a day after my birthday, which I will never forget her birthday ever, you would think. So I won't forget hers, but all my other nieces and nephews, I mean, one nephew I'll remember because he's the same birthday as my brother. But all the other ones, I know there are certain months, but that's about it. Anyway, if I don't get off now, I'm gonna start rambling. But I missed you guys. I missed talking to you. And if you stayed this long and you're new and you like something you saw and you want to see it next time, maybe think about subscribing, and so that way you will get notified when I post another photo or another video, hopefully here in the near future of whatnot. But I'm gonna go. It's probably like dinner time, so I'll probably have to like make dinner. I want to get this video uploaded sometime this weekend, and it might take forever because it's like an hour and a half long. But yeah, yeah. I'm back, hopefully. I would like to be regular, but we'll see. We shall see. But until next time, happy crafting!